Today is day 80 of the 1% 100, a mindset challenge that I created for myself to become 1% better daily over 100 days by exercising for at least 30 minutes a day, by learning for at least 30 minutes a day. And 80 days into this challenge, I already feel like a completely different person than on day one. And I wanted to talk about one thing during this video, and that is the fact that the person that has nothing to lose is going to work so much harder than the person that has everything to lose. The hardest working person is the person that has nothing to lose. And I ask myself, and I want to ask you too, what really do you have to lose? If you're my age, younger, older, what do you have to lose? What is the absolute worst case scenario? Say everything blows up in your face on that risk that I know comes to mind when I talk about risk. What is the absolute worst case scenario? Would you still be able to survive? Would you still be able to eat? More than likely, I'd be willing to bet that you'd be okay. And I want to encourage you to take that risk. Go all in and make it fucking happen. You get paid exponentially for your depth of knowledge. And a lot of people will stop before they get to the level of knowledge that they really deserve to start getting paid these huge dollar amounts. And you might try a new business and it fails, but you didn't spend enough time trying to learn. And that's where the risk is your time. You risk your time. And if you only risk 3 months of your time, the likelihood of something actually working is a lot less than if you risk 4 years, 5 years, 10 years focusing on that one thing. And what do you really have to lose? Now, a lot of these videos I make for myself, mostly to reflect on myself and explain and iterate on my thoughts, and you have nothing to lose. You got to get uncomfortable, you got to make things happen, and you just got to keep fucking going. And if you really think, what is the worst case scenario? And you're like, worst case scenario, I waste my money, I waste my time. And even the devil's advocate of that is that, say you waste all your money, all your time on this one opportunity, this one risk. Now, I'm not talking about gambling. I'm talking about starting a new business, starting content, learning a new skill, those types of risk. You're going to learn something. And that just means the cost of that lesson was whatever dollar amount and whatever amount of time it took you to learn that lesson. And there's this close that I learned from a presentation. And the guy asked, how much do you make? A lady stands up and she's like, $60,000 a year. He says, it's costing you $940,000 not knowing how to make $1 million a year. Let that sink in. And that's the same thing with all these risks, is you have what I like to call an ignorance debt that you have to continue to pay down in order to ascend and become a better version of yourself and an improved businessman. And that only happens by taking some risks, failing, and keep on fucking going forward. And it's really as simple as that. Now you need to have some calculation. And in the investing world, it's an asymmetrical risk to reward ratio that you want to look for, where you risk $1 and you make 5. So you can be wrong 4 times out of 5 and still make money if you make money the 5th time. That is an asymmetrical risk to reward ratio. And if you calculate and use your intuition to understand which versions of these opportunities have an asymmetrical risk to reward ratio, then you can look into these opportunities and decide whether or not that risk is worth taking. So for a business, 7 out of 8 businesses are going to fail. It's a statistical fact. It may change, it may get worse. And that means on your 8th try, you only need one good one to work. And maybe it happens sooner. Maybe it happens later, but you only need one business to work. to get disproportionate returns on your time. And it's not like you just start from zero every time your business fails. I've failed at multiple businesses, and I've learned so much from those businesses. And now I just chalk up those businesses to education. That was an educational cost, was all the time and money I spent working on that business, I now just think of as an educational cost. In the next risk, you can evaluate in the same way. Okay, this is the educational cost of learning this lesson. That's how you reflect on it. Or now, what I like to do looking forward is I will have a percentage of my income every month that I put towards a growth budget. And those are things that might not work out. That's education, that's new businesses, whatever it is an amount, a dollar amount of money that you're willing to lose every month investing into yourself and taking risk. Now, again, you need that asymmetrical risk to return ratio, but your education is pretty much always going to be a positive return on your investment as long as you put that education to use. So take that risk, take that jump, get out there, do something that makes you feel uncomfortable, because on the outside of your comfort zone is everything and more that you desire. And the more and more I approach my discomfort zone, the more and more I learn. And the more and more I become comfortable getting uncomfortable. And that's a mindset shift of, okay, I'm all right being uncomfortable. I'm going to survive. The worst case scenario means that I become a better version of myself. And that's it. On another note, I want to give some more progress report on what's going on in my own life and my goals. I set the goal at the beginning of the challenge to get to 185 pounds, and yesterday was the first day I weighed in below 185. I was 184.4. Let's go, but there's still some room to get more lean, so that's going to be the goal, is get lean, get shredded, get jacked. Again, we're moving the goalposts because it's not good enough. And then the other goal I set, which I'm willing to admit at this point was a mistake because it's outside of my control. I wanted to gain another 10,000 followers in this time frame. And it's not over yet. Don't count me out. But setting that goal is something that is outside of my control. I think a better goal to set at the beginning was just uploading every day, which I've done. Sometimes 2 days, sometimes 3 days. And that has been working well. We haven't gained the 10,000 followers. We've gained about 2,500 followers, close to 3,000 followers in this time. But I've gotten a lot more comfortable talking to a camera, and I'm still not all the way comfortable doing it, but I think that is the next level to my content creation journey, is talking more to a camera, because for the longest time on Instagram, what helped me blow up and go viral were these motivational edits that didn't really require, like, anyone could have done them. Whereas these talking videos, I get to connect more with my audience, and I think there's a huge value to that. And I'm noticing a trend even of content creators popping off right now with these raw, unedited videos, or maybe unedited just with the caption over them, and they're going crazy. And I think that video is 10 times more valuable than the video that helped me blow up, which is work in silence. It's like, okay, cool. I'm glad it worked, but I want to do better. I want to improve. I want to practice what I preach and go on the outside of my comfort zone, which is making these talking head videos, making these YouTube videos, and just trying to spit some facts. Other than that, business-wise, shit's been popping off. I've got Facebook Ads Manager pulled up right behind the camera. I just launched 2 new Facebook ad campaigns for the gym, and we are going to see how those go. I'm looking forward to setting some appointments and closing some deals. That's got to be my favorite thing lately, has been selling. Like, get a sales job, bro. It is the most testosterone producing activity you can do is making a sale, especially high ticket. If you can make a high ticket sale throughout your day, you feel like the fucking man. Now you make 2, 3, or 4 sales in the same day. You don't even need steroids. Bro, go work out after closing 4 deals, new PRs every single time, or your money back. All right, that is the end of this video. Love you guys. Thank you for all the support. We're gonna keep grinding. If you like what you see here and you want to connect with me a little bit more, follow me on the gram, TikTok, or click the link below to go to my free school community to become a savage. Peace.